What's up, guys? It's your girl Eden. Welcome to my corner of the world where we talk about life and we live it together. Today I wanted to have a conversation about making big decisions. How do you make big decisions? What's the best way to listen to the voice of God when making big decisions? How do you know when you're making the right decision? I want to chat about this today because it is something that I have learned pretty heavily in the last 3, 4, 5 years of my life since moving away from home, all the way from Michigan to Phoenix, Arizona, over 2,000 miles away. That was a big decision. That was a huge thing I had to choose that I knew the Lord was leading me to. But how did I know it was the right thing? Or getting married. How do you know that the person that you're dating at the moment and are thinking about being engaged with, how do you know that that's the right person? How do you know that's the right decision? Or like Tad and I right now, we're moving to Tennessee. We're making this big decision, this huge life choice to make a move. So how do you know when you're making the right decision? That's what I want to talk about today in today's video. The very first thing that I always go to when making big decisions is, how do I feel when I'm making that decision? Think about, do you feel thrilled? Do you feel excited, but yet grounded in your decision and confident in your decision all at the same time? Or do you feel uneasy and kind of unsettled and kind of have this like sinking feeling in your gut that might not be good? It might not be a good decision. So almost like listening to your body. How does your body respond when you think about this big decision? How does your body react when your mind starts to conceptualize the decision-making process about that big choice? And I want to touch on the fact that sometimes we do feel fear, and there is a time when fear is good, because sometimes God is calling us to a big thing. But I think that's where our relationship with Jesus comes into play. And I have a video that I've talked about when listening to the voice of God. So if you don't have that relationship with Jesus where you hear his voice, and those decisions can be a lot easier because you can listen to him lead you, I have a video that you can check out, and I chat about what it's like and how you can listen to the voice of God to make these decisions a lot easier. So if you feel fear and you know the Holy Spirit and you know the voice of God, I would ask God, hey God, is this fear because I'm scared to step into something amazing that you have for me? Or is this fear because it's not a good thing and you're helping me feel uneasy in my spirit about that decision because it's not where you want me to go? Hi, Doda. Say hi. Say hi. My second thing is that if you decide to take steps towards that decision, be aware of how the planning is going. This is a huge one for me. I feel like because I tend to be a really practical person, God speaks to me and really helps me to process decision making through practical means. So if I feel like the planning has an uneasy feeling to it, if I feel like the process of choosing and making decisions for that one specific thing or person just has this like clunkiness to it, like nothing is falling into place. It just feels like I continuously come against a brick wall. For me, that's always a huge sign from Jesus that's saying, hey, I don't want you to go this way. Sometimes I'm gonna make it hard for you to do something because I don't want you to do it. Like, that's how he really helps me make decisions. I really do believe that God uses practical means to keep us going a certain way because he knows it's not what's best for us. I feel like it's literally a physical hindrance to that thing or that decision. The third and last thing that I have on my list today is bring good people who you know into the decision-making process with you. I always prefer people who know God and who know the voice of God and who are really good at praying and have a lot of experience in hearing the voice of God, because I feel like those people, number one, I know them and I trust them. Two, I know they have a relationship with our Creator, our God, who loves us and protects us from things or steers us into the right direction. And so inviting people who are really wise, really powerful prayer warriors, that is so impactful, because then you have other voices that know Jesus and you and can help you decipher and help make that decision, not just based on your friendship or your relationship, but also the relationship that they have with Jesus too. I have many stories of big decisions that I've made in my life where people have really impacted me and really have spoken into me when I'm trying to make a huge life choice. It has never failed that those people, or even Jesus himself, have been so faithful to bring me into a space that really brings wisdom and understanding and peace in those moments of big choices. So I'm gonna share some examples. So when I moved from Michigan to Phoenix, something that I prayed when I was a little 18-year-old, something I prayed when I visited Phoenix for the first time when I wanted to attend Grand Canyon University, I remember praying, Jesus, when I arrive in Phoenix, I want to see one green light. Like, I had this image of a green light, like, going, you know? And so I asked him, like, Jesus, give me a green light, and that's how I'm gonna know that this is the right decision. And when I got to Phoenix, guys, it was crazy. It was like everything my dad and I experienced when we were on campus and having conversations, every decision, every tour that we did, you know, the whole trip, it was just everything felt like a green light. And Jesus was so faithful to literally give me a green light, a green light, a green light, like every time we did something new in Phoenix or whatever. It was just, God was so faithful to reveal the green light to me. Now, when it comes to marriage and choosing to marry somebody, I feel like it's a lot more sensitive. Now, the reasons that I knew Tad was the one, I think the very first thing that comes to mind is that my mom was actually the first one to say, like, he's the one, isn't he? And for my mom to say that is crazy. Like, for her to say that is like, wow, this is real, because she's always skeptical of guys. She's always skeptical of my relationships, and has never said anything like that. And she hadn't even met Tad yet, guys. I had only talked about him over FaceTime with her. She'd never met him, never even spoke to him. And she just knew that this was the right one. And so that's another example of bringing people into your life that love you and love Jesus and are sensitive to the Holy Spirit, and they know when something is good and when it's not. Now, with Tad and I moving, this example is new and very exciting, and I'm so glad I get to share. With decision making and making these choices, it's not always an immediate answer. You don't always get a, yes, let's go, let's do it now. Tad and I have been praying for over a year in our marriage where God has us next, what he wants us to do, what's the next thing. It just kind of felt like he was silent for a while. And it wasn't until January of 2020, this year, that I was praying about the year, and I felt like the Lord said, hey, you're gonna move to Nashville in the fall. And we hadn't even considered Nashville, really. I mean, we'd thought about it, but it wasn't a major place that we were really thinking of. It was just like, yes, you're gonna move here. And it's not gonna be immediate, but it's gonna be soon. And just get ready and pray over it before you get there. And so sometimes God just leads you to it. So I feel like the vastness of decision making is just broad. There's just so many decisions in life that we make. There's so many different choices. The way that you approach them can be so different too. Bring people into your life, examine how your body feels, how you respond to the situation, and really see how the planning goes. Like, if you choose to move or you choose to marry someone or whatever it is, Tad and I choosing to move every step of the way has literally been so smooth, and God has provided in so many different ways, like not having to pay a lot of money and, you know, things just falling into place. He's just been so good. Tad doesn't even have to change jobs. His current job is letting him stay and work remote for them. That's a huge deal. You never hear about that. I just feel like if you choose something and you pursue it, if things are falling into place, you feel peace, and people around you are encouraging you, those are huge cues that you're choosing the right thing, and you're gonna be just fine. Thank you so much for joining me today. I have had to say a few goodbyes already, and it's been hard. I just finished teaching a girl from our church. She's 8 years old, and I've been teaching her for about a year now, and we just had our last lesson today, and she was crying and her mom was crying, and it was just so sweet. And so it's been such a blessing being able to keep up with people over social media and post videos like this and continue to share my heart and share where we're at in marriage and in life. And it's just so exciting to have this channel for me to live life with you guys. I just want to bring you into my experience, and be praying for me, because tomorrow's my party, my going away party at church, and then Sunday's my last Sunday leading at church. And so just be praying for me, because there's a lot of emotion and a lot going on, and I leave for Michigan next week. And then the week I come back, we're leaving. So things are moving fast and it's exciting, but I'm praying for you guys. Thank you. I'm at 66 subscribers now, I think. Maybe more when this video actually airs. I'm trying to make videos a little bit ahead of time so I don't have to make them the week that we move. But yeah, currently, as this video is being shot, 66, that's so fun. it. Thank you guys so much. Continue to share these videos. Continue to like them. Please like when you watch. Please like the videos because that lets YouTube know, hey, I like this content and I want to share it with more people. So please continue to like, subscribe, and share. Please, it helps my ministry. It helps what I'm doing in life. I appreciate you guys so much, and we will see you next Monday at 8 o'clock. See ya!